As we all know by now, the video game industry isn't what it used to be. And that change only looks to continue, but we may have the reason why. So let's break that all down up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So another day, another story about how the gaming industry is in a little bit of a lull as time passes by. But this time around, we have some pretty interesting console sales numbers and where they stand and how that pertains to the current and next generation of gamers. And this is all coming from Circana's own video game industry analyst, Matt Piscatella, which, whenever I need numbers, that's my go-to guy. Quote from Circana's checkout service, $100 plus income households now account for 43% of US video game hardware purchases. Up from 36% just a few years ago, 18 to 24 accounted for only 3% of video game hardware purchases during the 12 months ending in July of 2025, down 10% from the 12 months ending in July 2022. Now, I do think this is a clear sign of the times we live in overall. It's clear young adults at this point in time are not investing in consoles like they used to. And I do think that's tied to a lot of things. Primarily, I think younger people prefer gaming on their phones or tablets because that's what they were raised on. Man, I'm sorry for all you guys out there. I'm gonna sound like a gaming boomer today, but this is the story. Now, speaking of just that, I want to bring my own 2 cents in on this matter and just provide that younger person perspective and the outside numbers. For those of you who don't know, I'm gonna kind of pull the curtain back here a little bit. I have a full-time job. I'm currently going to school. I have remnants of a social life, or scraps of that, and other obligations in life, and I gotta pay bills. Not only that, but we live in an era where price hikes are ever so present in gaming, which, if we add all that, what I just said earlier, to the already expensive price tags of literally everything in life, you can start to see why the younger people out there are not buying consoles. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is, no, I don't think the younger people are just turned off from gaming. I just think they can't afford that luxury, or at least not as much as they like to. I also think there is some blame to go on PlayStation and Xbox specifically, and I'm gonna leave Nintendo out of this for a very specific reason. I don't think that PlayStation and Xbox have done a great job at reaching their younger audiences over the years. And that's all by introducing their respective ecosystems to people at a young age. How many times can I speak to someone my own age and bring up how we all played Pokemon Emerald, Sly Cooper, Crash Bandicoot, Banjo-Kazooie, or even Halo during middle school or through our very early years of life? We were all introduced to Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo at a younger age. Nintendo is still doing that, and we still stuck to our guns throughout the years. Just by talking to people of a younger age, the youth has been pulled away from all that and introduced to games like Crash Royale, Roblox, or whatever else they think is popular nowadays. So again, Xbox and PlayStation is still not doing what they did in the early to late 2000s, like they did with us older gamers out there. And that right there is why over the last few years, I feel like we've seen this drastic change in tune from Xbox and PlayStation over exclusivity. Like it or not, they both need each other's player bases to aid in these big game budgets and continue overall growth of their respective companies. Again, like it or not, this is true, but clearly by the numbers, they need to find something that works in order to survive and thrive and grow their business. And by the numbers, getting rid of exclusivity and depending on each other, that looks to be the way forward. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this one off to you guys. I'm very interested to see what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments down below. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.